Are you ready to dive into the tantalizing world of what really gets older women's engines revving? Buckle up, because we're about to explore the biggest triggers of sexual attraction in older women, and trust me, it's going to be a wild ride. Now, let's be real for a second. We've all heard the stereotypes about older women being past their prime or dried up. But let me tell you something, my friends. Those notions couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, many women in their 50s and beyond are experiencing a sexual renaissance, embracing their desires and letting their freak flags fly higher than ever before. So, what's the secret to unlocking this untapped well of passion and desire? Well, that's exactly what we're going to uncover in this video. From the subtle art of physical touch to the not-so-subtle art of flirtatious banter, we'll explore the triggers that can turn a seemingly innocent encounter into a sizzling, sexually charged experience. 1. Physical touch. When it comes to older women, this seemingly innocent act can be absolutely electric, setting off a chain reaction of desire and arousal that can leave you both breathless. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aren't we supposed to keep our hands to ourselves? And yes, my friends, consent and respect should always be the top priorities. But here's the thing. When an older woman initiates physical contact, it's like she's waving a giant neon sign that says, "Hey, I want you to get a little closer." It could be something as simple as a gentle brush of her hand against yours as you're reaching for the same item, or an accidental knee graze under the table. Heck, even a lingering hug or a playful arm touch can be enough to set the sparks flying. But here's the real kicker. These touches aren't just casual gestures, they're intentional, calculated moves designed to test the waters and gauge your reaction. And if you play your cards right, my friends, you just might find yourself caught up in a delicious game of escalating physical contact, where every lingering caress and stolen glance sets your skin tingling with anticipation. Of course, it's important to read the room and respect boundaries, but if the chemistry is undeniable and the signals are clear, don't be afraid to reciprocate those tantalizing touches. After all, when it comes to older women, physical touch is more than just a trigger. It's a language, a way of communicating desire and igniting that smoldering fire of passion that burns deep within. 2. Subtle sexual references. All right, let's talk about something deliciously subtle yet oh so potent: sexual references. When an older woman starts dropping little innuendos and double entendres into the conversation, it's like she's winking at you from across the room, inviting you to join her in a delightfully naughty game of flirtation. Now, these references might not be as blatant as a cheesy pickup line or a crude joke, although, let's be real, some women love a bit of raunchiness. Instead, they're more like a gentle tease, a playful nod to the underlying sexual tension that's brewing between you two. It could be something as simple as a well-timed pause or a suggestive raise of the eyebrow after a seemingly innocent comment. Or perhaps she'll make a sly reference to a risque movie or book, gauging your reaction with a mischievous glint in her eye. The key here, my friends, is to pay attention to the context and the delivery. An older woman has mastered the art of subtlety, and she'll likely be looking for a partner who can keep up with her witty wordplay and innuendo-laden banter. So keep your ears perked and your mind open. Because when a mature woman starts dropping those subtle sexual references, it's like she's inviting you to join her in a delightful dance of flirtation and seduction. And let's be honest, there's something undeniably thrilling about a confident, self-assured woman who knows how to wield her words like a finely honed weapon of seduction. 3. Directness. While we've explored the subtleties of physical touch and sexual innuendos, let's not forget that some older women prefer to take a more direct approach when it comes to expressing their interest. After all, life's too short for beating around the bush, am I right? These confident, self-assured ladies know what they want, and they're not afraid to go after it. They might make the first move with a bold compliment or a flirtatious invitation, catching you delightfully off guard with their straightforwardness. But don't mistake their directness for desperation, my friends. These women have lived long enough to know their worth, and they're not going to waste their time playing games. When they express interest, it's because they genuinely see something special in you, something that piques their curiosity and ignites that spark of desire. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if I'm not used to such forwardness? Well, my dear friends, that's where the fun begins. Embrace the challenge and rise to the occasion with equal parts confidence and charm. Engage in witty banter, hold her gaze, and let her know that you're not only intrigued but also up for the adventure she's proposing. Remember, a woman's directness is a compliment in itself, a testament to your appeal and the connection you've already begun to forge. So buckle up and enjoy the ride, because when a mature woman takes the lead, it's sure to be an exhilarating journey filled with passion, excitement, and maybe even a few surprises along the way. 4. Physical proximity. Let's talk about something that speaks volumes without a single word being uttered: physical proximity. When an older woman inching closer to you, it's like she's sending out a subtle yet powerful signal that she's interested in getting to know you better, in more ways than one. Now, I know what you're thinking. Couldn't she just be trying to hear me better in a noisy room? And sure, that could be the case, but trust me, a woman of a certain age knows exactly what she's doing when she enters your personal space bubble. It's all about the details, my friends. Does she linger just a bit longer than necessary when passing by? Does she find excuses to brush against you accidentally? If so, those are all signs that she's testing the waters, gauging your reaction, and perhaps even subconsciously trying to catch a whiff of your tantalizing cologne. So pay attention to those subtle shifts in distance, and don't be afraid to mirror her movements. If she's inching closer, inch a little closer yourself. After all, physical proximity is a delicate dance, and it takes two willing partners to make it work. And here's the real kicker. If she maintains that close proximity even after the conversation has ended or the noise has died down, well, then you can be pretty darn sure that her interest extends far beyond just hearing you better. It's a surefire sign that the sparks of attraction are flying, and she's eager to fan those flames. 5. Physical endurance. All right, let's talk about something that might seem a little unconventional at first, but trust me, it's a telling sign of attraction in older women. Physical endurance. Yeah, I know it sounds a bit odd, but hear me out. You see, as we get older, our bodies don't quite bounce back like they used to. A night of dancing until dawn or a marathon shopping session can leave even the fittest among us feeling a little worse for wear. But when an older woman is genuinely attracted to someone, she'll often push through those physical limitations, determined to spend as much time as possible in their company. It could be something as simple as insisting on taking the stairs instead of the elevator, or suggesting a spontaneous stroll through the park after a long dinner. Or maybe she'll surprise you by keeping up with your rigorous hiking pace, leaving you wondering how she has so much energy. Now, I'm not saying that you should intentionally wear her out. That would just be cruel. But if you notice her willingness to push through fatigue or discomfort just to extend your time together, well, my friend, that's a pretty clear sign that she's smitten. And let's be honest, there's something undeniably attractive about a woman who's willing to go the extra mile, sometimes quite literally, to spend time with you. Of course, don't read too much into it if she's just trying to be polite or doesn't want to appear weak. But if it becomes a pattern and she's consistently going above and beyond, then you might just have a hot prospect on your hands, one who's willing to keep up with you in more ways than one. 6. Body language. When it comes to older women, their body language can be a veritable goldmine of information, revealing their innermost thoughts and feelings, including those deliciously naughty ones, if you know how to read the signs, that is. First up, let's talk about eye contact. A woman who's genuinely attracted to you will hold your gaze a little longer than usual, her eyes sparkling with a hint of curiosity and maybe even a touch of mischief. But be warned, fellas, prolonged eye contact can be a delicate dance. Too much, and you risk coming across as intense or creepy. Too little, and you might miss out on those subtle yet powerful nonverbal cues. Next, pay attention to her overall body orientation. Is she angling herself towards you, even in a crowded room? Is she mirroring your posture and gestures, almost imperceptibly? These subtle shifts in positioning can be a telltale sign that she's tuned into you on a deeper level, subconsciously aligning herself with your energy and potentially your desires. And let's not forget about that age-old classic, the hair toss. When an older woman starts playing with her hair or carelessly flipping it over her shoulder, it's like she's waving a giant flashing neon sign that screams, "Hey buddy, I'm interested," and maybe a little turned on too. Of course, this move can also be a nervous habit, so you'll want to look for other corroborating signs before getting too excited. Finally, keep an eye out for those little self-grooming gestures, like smoothing her clothes or reapplying lipstick. These seemingly innocuous actions can be a subconscious attempt to freshen up and present her best, most alluring self, a sure sign that she's feeling the spark of attraction, and maybe even a little something more. 7. Responsive touches. When an older woman starts reciprocating your innocent physical contact with touches of her own, well, let's just say the temperature in the room might start rising a few degrees, along with something else. Now I know what you're thinking, what if it's just a friendly pat on the arm or a playful nudge? And sure, those could be innocuous gestures. But here's the thing, older women are masters of subtlety, and they know exactly what they're doing when they initiate physical contact. So, pay attention to the context and the delivery. Is her touch lingering a little longer than necessary? Does she find excuses to brush against you accidentally? Does she mirror your gestures, almost as if she's subconsciously synchronizing with your movements? If so, my friends, those are all signs that she's not just being polite. She's actively engaging in a delicious dance of flirtation and seduction. And let's be real, there's something undeniably thrilling about a mature woman who knows how to use her touch to ignite that spark of desire. The way her fingers linger on your arm, the gentle graze of her knee against yours under the table. It's like she's leaving a trail of breadcrumbs, leading you deeper into the delicious realm of physical intimacy. But here's the real kicker. If she starts upping the ante with more intimate touches, a gentle caress on the arm, a playful nudge with her shoulder, well, then you can be pretty darn sure that her interest extends far beyond just friendly banter. She's signaling that she's ready to take things to the next level, and she wants you to come along for the ride. So, pay attention to those responsive touches, my friends, and don't be afraid to reciprocate in kind. After all, the language of touch is a universal one, and when two people are on the same deliciously sexy wavelength, it can create a connection that transcends words and ignites a fire that burns hotter than 1,000 suns. And there you have it, the biggest triggers of sexual attraction in older women. So what's next for you? Discover what older women do when they want your attention, or learn the places she wants to be touched. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.